Hey guys, good morning to you. I want to talk to you a little bit about Greta Thunberg, whatever, however you say her name. She's supposed to be some kind of Swedish environmental activist, and she put on a show recently in front of many head officials all over the world. When she put on her little environmental speech and stuff like that, with the crying and the emotional this and that, and you're destroying my future and everything else because of what you do. But oftentimes I find when children are young like this, they're put in places to speak in front of adults because the adults won't speak against the children. It's almost like they're scared to do it. But if you're put in a public figure spot to where you're able to voice something that the rest of the world could be affected by, you are putting yourself up in front of people for scrutiny as well. And I'll do exactly that. This whole episode of what she put on was exactly that, a complete show. She got up in front of everybody. She threw out her emotional stuff. She made people feel like trash and blamed everybody else for her lack of future and stuff of that nature. When really, in the grand scheme of things, she was a puppet. She's a puppet put up in front of adults, and when people speak out against that and it's a child involved or a teenager involved, all of a sudden we're supposed to think that we can't speak against something like that. Well, I'm here to tell you that's a complete bullshit ideology to begin with. If a child gets up in front and affects thousands or hundreds of thousands of people by what they say, chances are it was some kind of adult or orchestrated or some kind of planned mission here. Her parents are Antifa supporters. They're wearing their Antifa shirts and their photos online. Greta has her Antifa stuff online. Antifa is very violent people. I mean, they go around attacking people, throwing stuff at people, shooting stuff at people in public where everybody is allowed to voice their protest regardless if it's for them or against them. They're attacking people, grabbing stuff out of their hands, throwing them on the ground, beating them. I mean, these are the same people that they wear the clothes of and support. And regardless if they partake in it or not, it's something that I wouldn't support if that's what the name is. If you're wearing a shirt or you're representing somebody and you're being violent, and that's not supposed to be a violent mission to begin with, and all of a sudden I want to support that cause, until Antifa steps up and makes those people stop doing that type of stuff, I would never support them. I would be on my own mission somewhere else, making my own clothes or something like that to support my mission. But they do that, and they're vegan. So there's another agenda here. Big political, liberal, leftist-driven, George Soro paying kind of stuff. And then people are going to stand up. Just take Greenland, for instance. She's talking about all this ice cap shrinking and all this other global warming stuff, and it's because of the carbon footprint and all this, and we need to stop with... You know what? It's sad because it all comes down to the cow farts. It's the cow farts are what did it. That's the newest thing from the vegans is the CO2 emissions from cow farts are by far more substantial than automotive or industrial pollution in general. So we need to stop eating meat because the cow farts are what's causing global warming. We've had for 50 years now, they've been telling us the earth is going to end, Y2K is going to happen, it's going to be the end of time, and first it was going to freeze, and now all of a sudden everything's melting. If you look at Greenland as a whole, Greenland has shrunk in some areas, but it's risen in other areas. It's like something like 510 times, or 510 more tons of ice and snow has grew in certain areas in height, and so not so much in width, to where it's actually expanded one way and decreased another way. The earth is changing all the time. The temperatures are changing all the time. The poles are trying to rotate and change position all the time. There's land mass changes. As we see over time, stuff has broken away, and things that used to be one shape are now another slowly. And this is typical. These are things that happen over time. This is what's going to happen in the world. You can't let a 16-year-old stand up in front of you and affect you because she's got some tears in her eyes and she's a puppet for a political show that's being put on, and all of a sudden people are like, oh my god, you can't talk about a 16-year-old. Well, the hell I can't. Yes, I can. You know what's disgusting is a 16-year-old in a lot of the states here in the United States can already consent to sexual relations with somebody up to 30 years old or even greater in some states. That's disgusting. So if a 16-year-old can make those choices sexually, she damn well can be criticized for things that she says in front of people. At that point, if you're going to make those kind of decisions, then you need to be able to be criticized and be spoken to honestly by somebody else. A lot of this stuff is all a damn show. You know, you look at all the, it's called pedophistry, I think, if that's the right way to say it, is when adults put children in place in political ways or to spread a message because other adults won't speak against it. They know that they're too scared to do it because it'd be criticizing a child. She's a puppet. Look at the videos and stuff on Twitter where she's on the trains, where she's got plastic all over the tables. And all the different types of fruits and stuff that you know have fungicides and everything else that have been spread all over it. Look at all the runoff and stuff that come from a vegan diet that get into our waters and things of that nature, and the equipment that's used for harvesting and all that other stuff. You don't think any of that's affected by animal stuff? You don't think that train that's carrying her from point A to point B has anything animal-wise that's built into it? You don't think that the plastic that she has all over the tables every time she's eating her food and stuff like that has any kind of decrease to your health in general? I mean, this is a person that we're supposed to take seriously, and even carnivore and keto people or just regular people were mad at me for speaking out against this because this was a child. I don't care. I really don't care. This is a puppet show. This is an orchestrated act. They've given her a script. She rehearsed the hell out of it. And now she gets up in front of everybody and says her message so the whole world can see. And now we're supposed to sit here and put some kind of credit into this. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day.